Welcome to Channel 17, the Town of Colonie Government Channel.
Hello, I'm Colonie Town Judge Peter Crummey, and welcome to Benchmark. We'll explore a variety of issues involving our legal system, our court system, and how they intersect with the citizens of the town of Colonie. Today, we're very fortunate to have with us Barbara Davis, Executive Director of the Albany County Bar Association. And welcome, Barbara, and thank you very much for coming.
And thank you for asking me.
Now,
It is
Barbara,
my pleasure.
Barbara, you live in Colonie, don't you?
Yes, for 30 years.
And do you have any children?
I have two.
And what are your children doing now? Are they here in Colonie also?
My
or-
son is working in North Carolina, but my daughter's here in Colonie with her three children, which all go to school in Colonie.
Well, that's fantastic. And I note early on that you are the Executive Director of the Albany County Bar Association. How long have you been doing that service for our community?
Oh, probably well over 20 years.
And for the benefit of our citizens, tell us all about the particular functions of the Albany County Bar Association.
Well, we have many functions, but I think the networking and the programs and the community-based civility amongst attorneys, the camaraderie. We have education programs, but I'm most proud of the community programs that we do.
Now, our Bar Association has been in business for many years. How old is the Albany County Bar Association?
107 years young.
Well, it must be one of the more senior bar associations in the state of New York. And with a time-honored history, certainly some of the members of our Bar Association have distinguished themselves in and around our legal community.
Absolutely.
And tell us, over the course of the history, some of the special people that we have had among other members.
Well, as you know, Thomas Whalen, our mayor for many years, he was the president of the Bar Association. And we have had Leonard Hand, who is a famous American judge, U.S. Supreme Court.
That's true.
James Fenimore Cooper was author. We've had many attorneys who have gone on. In fact, one of our own, who I'm most proud of, is Judge Graffio, who is serving on the Court of Appeals.
And that's the highest court in the state of New York.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a very special tradition for Albany County and for its Bar Association. How many members are in the association currently?
Approximately 1,400.
Has that been on the rise since under your tenure, or what has been the history of our membership?
Yes, I think that actually we have grown, and we have remained where people in other bar associations I've talked to, their membership has gone down. We have remained either the same, or we have actually picked up many new members.
Well, it's no doubt based in part on the quality of the programming. Obviously, a key focus for our Bar Association is service to the community. And many of the services that are provided under your leadership may go unnoticed to the citizens at large in connection with what attorneys are actually doing for the community. And I think that over the course of today, I'd like an opportunity for you to share some of those very special activities and services that attorneys provide to our community through the Albany County Bar Association. You know, I have found that sometimes, Barbara, like with a situation where citizens can rail against the state legislature as a group, but
Right.
they routinely reelect their own state legislator. Likewise, with attorneys, there are times that one can think that citizens can challenge attorneys as a whole, but then find that they like their own attorney, or they like their next door neighbor who happens to be an attorney. And I wondered whether the Bar Association feels that there are ways that can help show and demonstrate to our community that attorneys are actually an integral part of our service industry as volunteers.
Absolutely. And Judge, the things that our attorneys do in our association go way beyond their practice of law. For instance, we do mock trials every year for about 14 to 16 high school students, which takes a lot of time. Helps so many students in their careers, in their endeavors if they want to be an attorney. That goes on for about 3 months, and at the end we give them awards. We have a reception for them. They go on to the New York State Bar Finals, the regionals. It's a wonderful program. I know you have served as a judge for us, and we have many volunteers that do that. That's just one of the things that they do. For instance, we do a law day run, which every year in Washington Park, attorneys, their clients, people are invited to run for this cause. We have raised approximately $150,000 donated to domestic violence agencies. And every year it grows. And it's just one of the things they do. For instance, when we do our law day programs, they are attorneys that are out in classrooms speaking to students, various topics, whatever the high schools or the middle schools ask. We have attorneys that go in, devote their time, stay for 2-3 hours, go from classroom to classroom. We've done a butterfly committee under the direction of Judge Treese that actually took 3 days over in Troy. They did a whole case where the kids just took such fun in doing this. It was amazing. We had forensics. They thought they were on CSI. It was so interesting. We do a holiday party that attorneys come and bring enormous amount of gifts that we give to Parsons, family services, which all these children get a wonderful Christmas because the attorneys take the time to come to the party, not only to participate with their colleagues, but to give. And at this party, we give our checks to the various agencies from the run. It's a giving holiday party. It's wonderful. We also have, we've done this year, of course it was raining, but we did a nice Habitat for Humanity building a house on a Saturday in Emmett Street, North Albany. We had so many volunteers that the volunteers were actually looking for other things to do. We did 2 houses. It was such a great feeling.
Well, there's a tremendous community outpouring in that way, and you started off in describing some of the projects that attorneys devote their time to, the mock trial for our high school students. And countless high schools participate every year through this program. I know that I had a daughter involved in her high school through the mock trial at least 2 different years. And it seems to me that attorneys aren't just judges. You had pointed out that I served as a judge one day, and that's true. But I also find that attorneys are acting as volunteer coaches to each of the schools.
You're absolutely right.
And I went through that myself and participating with another attorney and coaching a team one year, not the same year that I was serving as a judge, of course. And as a result, though, you see the time, the hidden time that is devoted by all of these coaches who meet with their high school students either at the school or in a courtroom setting to train. It takes a tremendous amount of time to do that. And of course, the other activities that you've mentioned already so far are all community-based programs staffed by volunteer attorneys, coordinated by the Albany County Bar Association.
That's correct.
And such a great benefit either to those who will eventually move into the home that you are working so diligently on, or exposing our high school students to hands-on trial training, which is truly invaluable. I know, and on top of all that, it seems that every week something's going on at the Albany County Bar Association, and it not only based on services for the community, but there are other ways in which the Albany County Bar Association provides help for people as well, and certainly those who are seeking legal assistance. And how can we, as the Albany County Bar Association, deliver that help? What kind of programs do we have to help people who have a legal need?
Okay, well, there's several ways. We have a lawyer referral service, which we probably receive over 400 to 500 calls a week. And these people do not have any knowledge of whom they should call if they call a tax attorney for a matrimonial, or if they were to look for a family law attorney. People that move from out of state, they're really concerned with who they should go to. So our lawyer referral service is set up whereas we have certain amount of attorneys in tax. Their expertise is tax. And they're so kind to donate. For the most part, it's $25 for the first half hour. But I'm told by many clients that they will talk to these clients free of charge. Now, if a client calls and they have to go to family court, they can't afford an attorney, we have a wonderful pro bono program. We have a pro bono coordinator, Siobhan Blank, who works with these clients that really need an attorney. Well, we send an email out to our members asking who would take the case. Just last week, I had somebody call frantic, had to go to family court over custody. I had 17 attorneys from our association that said they would take the case pro bono. So I can't say that our attorneys don't give back to the clients, because they do. Also, what we have is a pro se divorce program where we have probably, the divorce is on the rise, unfortunately, and we've had probably 800 women that we have helped get divorced free of charge. Under the direction of Michael Friedman, expertise. His rates are very high, but he donates his time to help with this program. We've done it now for 13 years. And also, we have a pro bono training program where we train attorneys in certain fields, and when they're trained, they turn around, they take a case for free. So it all works together, that the attorneys that help, they help the clients, we help train them. We get expertise in the field. We are doing one next month in bankruptcy with legal aid, and we will train the attorneys. When I get a case of someone that needs a bankruptcy attorney, one of these attendees will be able to help that client with their particular problem. We have Siobhan at family court on Wednesdays for the entire day with the help of the judges at family court. They come in, they really have problems filling out petitions. She's there to assist them. And they're all double-checked by Michael Friedman. So that's another way that they help people out there. There are many programs.
Barbara, tell me, last week I had the pleasure of having the director of the Colonie Youth Court with me, and she shared her experience with one of our youth court members as well. And if my memory serves correctly, you actually, the Albany County Bar Association was on the ground floor of creating and fostering the Colonie Youth Court, which of course we know now is a nationally recognized program. Tell me about that.
Oh, that's so exciting. Nick Greisler, Judge Greisler, was Colonie judge at the time, and when Scott Peterson was in charge, they came and talked to us. This was our foundation. Well, being a Colonie judge, he thought this was a terrific program, as well as we did. So we went to the foundation board, and we decided to support the program. And by supporting, giving money, giving time, NIC training. I went to 2 or 3 of them. I was amazed at how good these children did on their peers. It was great. Now it's all over, and it's wonderful. And Scott's going on to the U.S. down in Washington.
That's right. He's with the Justice Department
yes, he
now.
is. I talk to him from time to time, and I know you're involved in that. It's a wonderful program.
Well, it certainly has done a great job. They've just crossed over their 1,000th case over time, so it's very exciting that the Albany County Bar Association and the judge that I succeeded as a Colonie Town judge was instrumental with you. I think he was also president of the Bar Association, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was a wonderful man. We've had so many wonderful presidents that have made such tremendous success in getting the Bar Association how it's grown over the 107 years.
Well, I know a variety of other programs that the Albany County Bar Association mentors. Our Senior Citizen Law Day, and that can be such a great help for people who are seeking certain advice about certain issues that confront them that might not be the same issues that confront other members of our community. Tell me something about the Senior Citizen Law Day.
Okay, that's another program that we support under our foundation. And it's held at the Albany Law School under the direction of Patty Sulkin, and we are co-sponsors. I work there on that day as well as preparing, and many of our members go and speak. They house people in from all over, from the nursing homes, Price Chopper. There's so many very good representatives there. I mean, they have wills, trust, power of attorney, estates, things that seniors would not be able to afford or to ask. It's in a classroom setting. Each class lasts like a half hour. It's an all-day event, and I think this is maybe the 10th one. It is wonderful for seniors.
And when will that routinely be held at a certain time of year?
It's always in October.
Fine.
It's always on a Saturday in October at the law school.
All right. And if people wanted information about that program or any other program that you're talking about,
They could go to our website.
oh, well, why don't you tell us how to do that?
The website is albanycountybar.com.
All right.
And it has everything, all of our programs, our education, the community events, anything that you would like to look up.
Barbara, we also note that the Albany County Bar Association recognizes that there are other elements of the community that may also need some specialized efforts as well. And I believe we maintain a Young Lawyers Committee inside the Albany County Bar Association. And what's the main function for that group in that way?
Well, the Young Lawyers Committee is very active under the direction of April Wilson and Janet Silver. It's really taken off. We hold many programs geared towards younger attorneys, where they first time going into court, traffic court, Colonie court, Guilderland court, a lot of the judges, and I know you have spoke to them, and they learn the procedures. They're just getting out of law school, so they need practical skills. We have a lot of networking for them, and a lot of our seasoned attorneys have been so graciously given their time to help being a mentor. If Janet was to call on somebody, I'm doing a will and I'm not quite sure, we would send out an email. We would get a handful of attorneys that would assist her. It's our mentor program where the younger attorneys need a little help. They also have a young lawyers cocktail party where all the judges come so they can familiarize themselves before they go to practice. We have, they helped with the Habitat for Humanity building, and we have a lot of programs that they would love to do, and they're just starting out, but they also have to worry about billable hours. So things have changed a little bit, and that's why the networking and the camaraderie between them helps under the direction of the Bar Association. We have a constant website that anything they need training in, they email me, we set something up. The young lawyers are really the ones that are up and coming. They have different issues that the senior lawyers didn't face. The debt, the billable hours. And let's face it, it's not easy when they first get out of law school. So we've set up some small committees to help them get adjusted.
Well, it seems to be working very well. And speaking of training, attorneys, as you know, must complete so many credit hours
Yes.
in a 2-year cycle in order to continue to practice. And these continuing legal education credits are required, and there are a variety of courses that are created in order for attorneys to satisfy those credit requirements of continuing legal education. That the County Bar Association provides many of those classes, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Last year we had 30 programs, and our programs are so reasonably priced. We also have a hardship program where the younger attorneys, like we just spoke about, they don't have the money, even though ours are, say, $25, they find it hard to come up with money, where all they have to do is call us and say, can we attend free of charge? That's another benefit. If they're members and they're young lawyers, we try to get them into the classes that they need. We also hold special classes for the young lawyers because they need transitional, where seasoned attorneys could pick up a CD. They cannot. They need live classes. So we hold quite a few live classes just geared towards the younger attorneys, which we have 2 coming up next month. And I think that that helps them to learn more together. They're all learning together.
And that's a requirement by state law that these credits be accumulated in a 2-year cycle. The Albany County Bar Association has stepped up to make sure there's plenty of different opportunities and subject matter opportunities for them to continue to meet those legal requirements for continuing legal ed, which is yet again just another way that you're helping not just the community, but the legal community as well. Now, in connection with the Albany County Bar Association, oftentimes I can imagine that attorneys are constantly considering placements, especially young attorneys, and where they could possibly gain some type of employment or affiliation. Do we have a job placement service for attorneys as well?
Yes, we do.
Tell me about that.
Well, we have a newsletter. It's funny because when I started, I typed it on a typewriter. We had 1 page. Now it's grown to a book. It's 24 pages, as you know.
It's a magazine.
It's a magazine with a lot of interesting articles. But one of the things that we do is we have a job placement. We have a classified section, which we offer free to the younger attorneys. We have a resume file folder, which we keep. And if your firm was looking for an attorney, we would do a placement. If somebody was looking for a real estate attorney, and then we would go to a real estate attorney firm. We do this for the younger attorneys or for any attorneys coming from out of state that are looking for jobs. So that's one of the other things about being a member, that you get that. There's a lot of benefits of being a member.
Well, they're certainly providing networking
That's
for
exactly
attorneys. And it seems to me, now that I've been practicing 25 years, that practicing 25 years ago was somewhat different than today by operation of the state court system. And attorneys used to enjoy this special term where all attorneys would come into the county courthouse and have their cases exposed to a judge, and there would be assignments from there. And nowadays, the opportunities for attorneys to gather collectively on legal issues, responding to a calendar collectively, there are far fewer opportunities like that. So it's certainly the County Bar Association steps up and provides the opportunity for attorneys to get together where the court system might not have as many opportunities anymore to have them all come together on a certain day every month.
Right.
And that's had an impact, I think, too.
That is correct. And one thing that we try to do, and next month, as you know, we're holding a nice luncheon for all our sustaining members, our 50-year members, and yes, we do have a lot of them, and our honorary members and sustaining members, and we'll all get together. And what Judge Doyle has done this year, which is a really nice thing, is when new members every quarter, we'll have a little social hour. So the new members will get to meet our board, some judges, and get that feeling of belonging, which I think is important since we don't have opening term. But that's why we have a golf outing, a steak roast, and our big premier event is our Court of Appeals dinner, which comes up every February.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Court of Appeals dinner because that is an event recognized statewide, and I believe it's only our county bar association that has that a time-honored relationship. I believe it's the 107th Court of Appeals dinner that we had in February. Is that correct? Looking forward to 108. And why don't you tell us a little bit about who's there and how it works?
Well, it's a black tie affair, and it's in February. And sometimes it snows, but we're hoping for nice weather. We get anywhere from 500 to 600 people.
From across the state?
From across the state. And, of course, we're honoring our own Court of Appeals judges, which is absolutely wonderful. It's the nicest event. And some events where have gone downhill a little bit because people are so busy with their families and working. This is one dinner that people look forward to every year. It's a major event, and we give a President's Award out. We also, that is when we do the passing of the gavel, so to speak, when one president leaves and another one is sworn in. And we usually have maybe one small speech, and usually we're honored to have the Court of Appeals judge, one of the new ones, speak, or the one that's going off.
Well, it's always been, as far as I'm concerned, a very successful event, and to do it 107 times in a row certainly is a feather in the cap of the Albany County Bar Association. One event that we worked on earlier this year was Helmet Day. Could you tell us, we're running out of time, but I think it's so important for everybody to know what that was about.
Oh, that was wonderful. Colonie Police, Gilderland Police, and Albany Sheriffs were involved. We were able to give 150 helmets to children, saving a lot of children's accidents. And we had the person who's in charge is Bill Van Alstyne, and he fits the car seats and the helmets. So we knew that they were being fitted properly, and we had so many of our board members and members come out to volunteer. We had food, and it was just the nicest event.
And 150 families had new bike helmets and helmet education.
Helmet education was important because what we found was 2 or 3 families came with their children, found out that they were not fitting the helmets correctly. And that's one of the things, you could put a helmet on, but if it's not fixed right, then, so it was really a wonderful program. Education, I got letters from parents thanking the Bar Association.
And tell us about the Take Charge program that we're underway with now.
That is a new program we are going to do. They're doing it in Chicago. They picked Albany. It's with the Girl Scouts and the American Bar Association. They are going to educate girls from 14 to 17 on issues, on date rape, on sexual assault, on violence, on careers. It's going to be wonderful. It's a 4-week program. I sent an email out, interestingly enough. We've already had 10 volunteers to help with the program.
And doesn't it involve our Girl Scouts as well?
Yes, that's what it's run under.
Absolutely.
It's going to be wonderful.
Well, I'm quite certain that one of the primary reasons why they picked Albany County Bar Association is because of your leadership there for the past 21 years. And we're very fortunate to have you today and to tell us just a little bit about the Albany County Bar Association and the impact it has in support of attorneys and in support of our community.
Yes.
And we'd like to thank you very much for joining us today as we meet Barbara Davis, the Executive Director of the Albany County Bar Association. I'm Judge Peter Crummey, and thank you for joining me on Benchmark.
Welcome to Channel 17, the Town of Colonie Government Channel,